Hello guys, and welcome to another video. Now I'm pretty excited today guys. I've got a graphics card that I wanted for a really long time for a really good price. So I'm not gonna keep you guys hanging on anymore. This is the Hall of Fame GTX 1080, and I wanted this card for quite a long time, and it's really bringing a tear to my eyes, guys. I wanted this card for a really long time. So I picked this up for a really bargain price of £240. £240, guys, for Hall of Fame GTX 1080. I can't find another one because I wanted another one to try and SLI these for you guys. So it must be a rare card because I can't find another one on anywhere online, eBay. And when you do find them, well, I can't find one on eBay, but when you do find them online, like overseas, people are wanting crazy money for them, and I ain't gonna get another one at this price. So let's just talk about specs. It has a 12+3 power phase, which helps overclockability, so we are going to be overclocking this guy as well. It's got 2,560 CUDA cores. It's got a base clock of 1,733 MHz, a boost clock of 1,873 MHz. It's 180 watts, so it does recommend a 500 watt power supply. I am using a 600 watt Corsair power supply in my AMD rig, so we are fine. It does need two 8-pin connectors for power, and also with its 8GB of DDR5X memory, we're going to have no trouble playing games in ultra settings. We are going to be doing 1080p, so this 8GB is plenty, so let's get into it. And oh my god, guys, let's just get it in PC and get some overclocking done. And here it is. I mean, how good does that look? That looks absolutely awesome. So the specs in this machine, because we are going to be testing this card, is we have a Ryzen 2700X that is overclocked to 4.15 GHz. It's water cooled, so it stays nice and cool at overclock. We've got 16 GB of DDR4 at 2666 MHz. Rest of stuff doesn't really affect performance. But I'll tell you specs anyway. I've got a B450 Strix motherboard. We've got two NVMe drives in there, just for Windows and storage. For mass storage, I've got a 8TB Seagate drive down there. Oh my god, guys, am I looking forward to testing this guy out. So I'm going to spend the next couple of hours tweaking this thing, see if we can get best overclock on it available. I'll show you that, and I'll be back. Okay, so like nearly an hour and a half later, I'm pretty much decided on 100 on the core clock and 500 on the memory. This was stable for over an hour, and I'm quite happy with that. So let's get in testing them games. And okay, here we go. We have Gears of War 5 here. All games are going to be tested in the ultra presets of the games in 1080p. We have MSI Riva Tuner on the top left there, so you guys can see the specs. I don't really like it when people do averages, just because it all depends on the scenario where you are in the game. But I can clearly say that we're way above 60 FPS in Gears of War. Like we're going to be in most games. This is a freaking GTX 1080, 8GB. So I've got no doubt in my mind things are going to play well. But in Gears of War 5, we definitely got a playable experience in Ultra. Most of the time we were hovering around the high 80s to high 90s FPS range. We'd have a couple of dips over the 100, but when It weren't always over 100, but and I've got to say another thing, guys. 64 degrees during this test on Gears of War 5 at the beginning. That was the highest temperature that I saw. The cooler on this thing is freaking amazing. But yeah, that's going to wrap up for Gears of War 5. Next up we have Horizon Zero Dawn. And I've got to say, guys, this game absolutely chews up RAM. I mean, we're using nearly 12 gigs of RAM just to run this game. It's nice to see RAM being used more. We are getting around the high 60 range. We did have a couple of dips to the high 50s in some spots when I was playing. I played about half an hour, but majority of the time we were above 60 FPS. And this game, guys, the graphics are absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend you guys taking the time to get this one. Just make sure you've got good enough specs to run it, because this is quite a hard game to run. If you only got like a 1050 Ti or something. Like I say, you saw right there, we had a little dip underneath the 60s, went to 55. But let's look at those graphics. Absolutely incredible. Next up we have Fortnite, and I really don't get people's fascination with this game, but I include it because it's quite popular. Normally I die straight away, but I actually had a really good free kill spree right here, where I took out, I think the squads are in 3, and I actually took out all 3 members, which, you know, I never play this game, so I'm actually quite proud of that. But in the ultra settings, we're getting way above 100 FPS. I had no doubt in my mind this were going to run really well anyway with the GTX 1080. But yeah, normally I die straight away when I do tests. So to get 3 kills are actually quite amusing to me. But you're definitely going to have a good experience. We're in a 1080 with Fortnite. Next up is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This actually run really well as well. I don't know why I keep saying that, because all these games are going to run well with this graphics card, but we actually did get an average score of 95 FPS in the highest preset, so this is definitely going to run well with the GTX 1080 as well. And in the Valley benchmark in the Extreme preset, we got a 111.2 FPS score, with a score of 4,651. Not bad at all. Let's summarise, guys. I'm absolutely blown away with this card. So there we go, guys. The GTX 1080 Hall of Fame. £240. Absolute steal. We'll play anything today still. We've got a great old clock on there. I'm definitely not going to give this one up, guys. This is going in my collection. Absolutely love this card. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for all the support and love as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.